Why does 1366 by 768 resolution exist? I know that there's a previous question about this, but it doesn't have any real answers despite having been viewed 12,400 times, and the fact that it's been closed. With that in mind, why in the world is 1366 by 768 resolution a real thing? It has an aspect ratio of 683 to 384, which is the weirdest thing I've ever heard of while living in a 16:9 world. All screens and resolutions I've been familiar with have been 16:9 aspect ratio. My screen, 1920 by 1080, is 16:9. The 720p that I'm familiar with is 1280 by 720, also 16:9. 4K that I'm familiar with, 3840 by 2160, is also 16:9. Yet 1366 by 768 is 683 to 384, a seemingly wild break from the standard. I know there are plenty of other resolutions all over the place, but 1366 by 768 seems to dominate most of the mid-priced laptop world, and also seems unique to the laptop world. Why don't laptops use 1280 by 720 or something else as a standard?
According to Wikipedia, emphasis mine. The basis for this otherwise odd-seeming resolution is similar to that of other wide standards, the line scan, refresh, rate of the well-established ZVIS standard, 1024 by 768 pixels, 4:3 aspect, extended to give square pixels on the increasingly popular 16:9 widescreen display ratio without having to affect major signaling changes other than a faster pixel clock, or manufacturing changes other than extending panel width by 1/3. As 768 does not divide exactly into 9, the aspect ratio is not quite 16:9, this would require a horizontal width of 1365.33 pixels. However, at only 0.05%, the resulting error is insignificant. Citations are not provided, but it is a reasonable explanation. It's the closest to 16:9 they could get by keeping 768 vertical resolution from 1024 by 768, which had been widely used for manufacturing of early 4:3 LCD displays. Maybe that helped reduce costs.
At the time the first computer widescreens became popular, the usual resolution on 4:3 panels was 1024 by 768, SCA display standard. So, for simplicity and backward compatibility, the SCA resolution was kept as a basis to make the SCA resolution, so that SCA graphics could be displayed easily on SCA screens. Just extending the width and keeping the same height was also more simple technically because you would only have to tweak the horizontal refresh rate timing to achieve it. However, the standard aspect ratio for wide display was 16/9, which isn't possible with 768 pixels on width, so the nearest value was chosen, 1366 by 768. SCA can also refer to a 1360 by 768 resolution, and some others less common, which was made to reduce cost in integrated circuits. 1366 by 768 8-bit pixels would take just above 1 MB to be stored, 1024.5 KB, so that wouldn't fit an 8-bit memory chip, you would have to take a 16-bit one just to store a few pixels. That's why something a bit lower than 1366 was taken. Why 1360? Because you can divide it by 8, or even 16, which is way more simple to handle when processing graphics and could bring to optimized algorithms.
I had the same question in the 2007, because my computer doesn't supported my default TV resolution 1366 by 768, and I found this. Why does 1366 by 768 exist? This has to do with a 1 megapixel processing boundary of easily available chipsets for VRAM, video memory, and video processing display drivers. It's a standard memory size of importance to chip makers. Makes for cost-productive configurations where the input-output systems are built off of already available OEM devices, so basically the manufacturer is more in the business of flat panel glass making and bezel/speaker situations on a large display. The functional basic math. 1 megapixel. 1024 by 1024 equals 1,048,576 pixels. 1366 by 768 equals 1,049,088 pixels. 16 by 9 image. (720p) equals 1280 by 720 equals 921,600 pixels. 16 by 9 HD standard. 720p is just under 1 megapixel of data per screen. If they really wanted to make a 720p specific display, it would be 1280 by 720 pixels, but they decided to get every last bit they could into the viewable pixel space, and that is what makes for 16 by 9 numbers to become 1366 across and 768 vertically. In fact, 768 is a common vertical resolution memory boundary. Why get more pixels up into the glass and use 1366 by 768? Because more pixels is better image resolution. I recommend to read the full article here. This URL.
If you want to see Cosette channel, click on the subscribe.